This is the Nike Vomero Plus, the level up from the Vimera 18. Is it worth the upgrade? Let's find out. Hello everybody, my name is Casey Atkinson and I'm a 19-year-old runner who reviews running shoes here on YouTube. And today in this video, we will be doing my full review on the Nike Vomero Plus. As I mentioned in the intro, this is the level up from the Nike Vomero 18, and then the level up from the Vomero Plus is the Vomero Premium. The Vomero Premium is more of a recovery day option, I think, whereas these are both suited for daily training. The main difference that you're getting with the Plus is that you're getting full ZoomX midsole, which is a PEBA-based foam. In the 18, you're only getting that as a top layer, with the bottom layer being React X, which is an EVA-based foam. I was a little bit disappointed with the Vomero 18, so we will see how I like the Vomero Plus. But before we get into my thoughts on the shoe, we'll go over the specs. This shoe is 45 millimeters of stack height in the heel with 35 in the forefoot, giving us a 10 millimeter drop. And I think for the amount of cushioning and rubber outsole coverage that you're getting here, I think this is a pretty respectable weight. Onto the overview of the shoe. The upper is a mono-woven engineered mesh. The midsole is Nike's ZoomX PEBA-based foam, which is their top-of-the-line foam. And on the outsole, it's Nike's high abrasion rubber, which is in their classic waffle pattern. One thing to note about the ZoomX is that, yes, it is their top-of-the-line foam that they also use on their racing shoes. But on the inside here, it says tuned for maximum cushioning. So this foam doesn't have the responsiveness of their top of the line racing shoes. It's been tuned for daily training, so it's a bit more compressive and cushioned. But now we will jump into my thoughts on the Nike Vomero Plus. And right off the bat, I'm gonna say that this is one of my favorite shoes of all time. It has some similarities in the feel to the Vimera 17, which was my shoe of the year in 2024. And it also has some similarities to the outgoing Nike Invincible, which has been discontinued. I had the Invincible too, and I also enjoyed that shoe. That was also a shoe with full ZoomX midsole and was also meant for daily training. And I see a lot of those characteristics in this shoe. One of the reasons why I love this shoe so much is its versatility. The foam is responsive, yet soft and cushioned. Along with the high stack height, this lends itself to lots of different daily runs. This is a good long run shoe option since it's responsive and high cushioned. On the other end of the spectrum, it's also good for recovery runs since there's a lot of cushion underfoot, as I mentioned. And it is also good for daily runs from 45 to 60 minutes. The setup here just lends it to any daily training pace up to around tempo pace, where I would go for something else. The reason why I think it's so versatile is that the high stack height makes it quite stiff and it has a nice rocker off the toes as well. The foam is soft and cushioned yet responsive, so there's nothing that the shoe can't do really in terms of daily training. And it's not only the midsole that is good about this shoe, I also enjoy the upper. Most Nike shoes have this double layered upper, which I absolutely hate. It's just way too warm and feels heavy on top of the foot. The Vomero Plus only has a single layered upper and it is noticeably more breathable and feels lighter on the foot. Not only that, they've got a perfect amount of cushioning around the heel. I haven't had any issues with the laces. There isn't an excessive amount of material in the upper. That being said, I think it will still accommodate a wide variety of foot types. The only critique about the upper that I have is the tongue. It's just way too padded. They could have made this tongue half as padded and it would still do the job just fine. And the outsole does a good job too. There's a lot of coverage here, which indicates high durability. I've done about 200 Ks in the shoe so far, and the rubber seems to be holding up really well, which is good to see. They've cut out little pieces where they can save weight, which I like. They could have done a little bit more, I think, but maybe that's because the ZoomX gets shredded quite easily when it's exposed. But I would recommend this shoe to any type of runner for any type of daily training run. It's just so versatile and I love it. Now to the question that I posed at the start of the video, is it worth upgrading from the Vimera 18? And short answer, definitely yes. All the things that I think were missing in this Vimera 18 have been answered in the Vomero Plus. Like I said, with the dual layered upper in the 18, it's just way too warm and feels heavy on the foot. Another thing I didn't like about the update is that they just added heaps of foam for no reason. This is also 45 millimeters, but from the 17, they just added a bunch of EVA foam, which doesn't necessarily make it better. Whereas in the Vimera Plus, the extra stack height makes sense because they're adding premium foam to this shoe. It makes it more responsive and more cushioned. To help understand a little bit more, I have also the Vimera 17 here. These two shoes have pretty much the same amount of ZoomX, but this has more stack height. Just adding more stack height of EVA foam doesn't make the shoe better. I think it made it worse over the 17. So I don't think it makes sense for the stack height in this application, but it makes sense in this shoe because the foam actually feels nice and it adds cushion and responsiveness to the shoe. So yes, this is definitely worth the upgrade over the Vimera 18. The Vimera 18 is $220, whereas this is $260. And for $40 more, it's a shoe that's 10 times better. So for me, it's a no-brainer. The only reason I bought the Vimera 18 is because the shoe wasn't out yet and I wanted to try it out. But I don't see any point in anyone buying the 18 anymore just because of how good this shoe is. One more thing I'd like to mention about this shoe is that with all the extra soft ZoomX over the Vimera 18, it doesn't make it less stable. As I mentioned, the shoe is quite stiff and also the heel is sunk down into the midsole. So it has a bit of a sidewall of foam around the heel, which gives the shoe a bit more stability, and I haven't found any problems with stability in the shoe. And this is just another reason why I recommend this shoe to any type of runner. So now we will move on to how I've been using the Nike Vomero Plus. And as I've alluded to it already in the video, I use it for any type of daily training run. So for me, any type of daily training run is anything that isn't intervals or VO2 max or anything like that. It's easy paces, moderate paces. So I've been using this shoe for long runs, easy runs, and recovery runs. The combination of the stack height and the softness and responsiveness of the foam just lends it to any type of run, I think, around easy to moderate pace. I've also been using this shoe for warm-ups and warm-downs for my sessions, but I won't wear the shoe for the session. I'll change into another shoe like the Deviate Nitro Elite 3, since it has a carbon plate and it's just a much faster shoe in general. But that will wrap up my full review of the Nike Vomero Plus. Absolutely love this shoe, and it is a contender for one of my favorite shoes ever. I don't know if it's my favorite shoe yet because I've only done about 200K in the shoe. I think I'll get a better idea when I push this shoe well past 500, 600K. But that will wrap up the video. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking it and subscribing to the channel. It will mean a lot, and I'll see you all in the next video. See you later.